Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. As regular listeners will know, usually around this time of year the sightings go quiet. It usually happens first week in October. And we have had a little bit of activity at the habituations, but as normally accounts that come in this time of year up until January are accounts that have happened in the past. And the one I have tonight for you is exactly like that. It was a young lady that I met today on Facebook, and she was asking in a DOGMAN group for information because of something that she saw as a child, and we had a little chat and she allowed me to share this here with you. And the account is called the Broomfield Dog-Like Beast, and the sightings happened between 1990 and 1994, and the witness is Miss C. Shaw. I grew up in the countryside near Essex, and we lived in a very rural area surrounded by thick woods and fields. There was a small farm down a single track road. My first encounter of this thing that I can only describe as a beast was in our garden at about 11:30 p.m. when I was about 13 or 14. My stepdad had just driven back from the pub and was in the kitchen making toast, and I went downstairs to get a drink of water. The back garden floodlight was switched off as it's very blinding when it comes on, and my stepdad noticed something moving about in the garden, and he was looking out the window at it. He questioned what it was out loud, so I took a look, and we tried to work out what it was. He switched the floodlight on, and plain as day, this thing was on all fours drinking water from the pond. It was huge. It was black and very wide and very muscular. It turned and looked towards the house. Now I'm assuming it couldn't see us from the blinding light. I've never seen anything like it. Its face was just like a dog, but it looked fierce and its features were very strong. It was covered in thick black hair from head to toe, and my stepdad and I just stood there in shock. It moved away from the pond, stood up on its back legs, and leapt over the end garden hedge. And the hedge was about 10 feet tall, and then it was gone. My stepdad turned off the light and told me to go to bed. And the next morning he told me that we were never to discuss what we saw again. And whenever I tried to mention it, he just denied it as if it never happened. Another time I was walking my friend home across the fields past the barn on the farm, and there was a large broken hole in the side of the barn, which we had to walk past to get down to the track. And it was around lunchtime, and so it was daylight, and as we got closer to the barn, we both noticed this animal edged inside of the barn, looking out of the hole at us. It moved, and I knew I'd seen it before. And we both questioned it, but decided to back off slowly. And it moved further backwards into the barn. We walked back to my home very quickly, and we didn't go down there again. We had a few neighbours in the area who all said that they had heard a weird howling noise and howling noises at night, but they were quickly convinced it was foxes. Now, I grew up in the countryside, and I know what foxes sound like, and these howlings were not of a fox. There was one report sent to the police about an unusual animal in the area after something huge ran out in front of a dog walker into the woods, and the dogs refused to walk near to where the animal was and sat whimpering. Then it shot out across the fields into the woods. The police got a casting of some prints, then it all went hush, never to be mentioned again. So this is my personal experience, and I'm thankful that I no longer live in Essex. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will bring you the second report as quickly as I can. Until then, good night.